I've been going through some situations with my daughter. She's only about 16, 17. She just recently moved out. And I've been trying my hardest to pull every trick in the book to try to get her home because I feel that she's not capable and she's not, old enough to be out on her own.
And she won't listen to her mother either?
No, it's a struggle. She came back home for a little bit and then she left again.
Well, ask her why she hates her mother so much.
I would definitely do that.
Ernesto, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
First time caller, recent viewer. I've been doing the silent prayer every day, every night. Trying to keep on staying present, staying in the moment, and paying attention to just watching the thoughts and not reacting to the thoughts. And I've been going through some situations with my daughter. She's only about 16, 17. She just recently moved out. And I've been trying my hardest to pull every trick in the book to try to get her home because I feel that she's not capable and she's not, old enough to be out on her own at such a young age. And the world is so rough and, the typical father stuff.
Right.
But and I've been struggling with that. But doing the silent prayer, I noticed it's kind of weird because I love my daughter. Obviously, I love my family. But doing the silent prayer, I kind of noticed that me trying to force her home and force her to stay, force her to do what I want her to do, which is be home and be under my house, is not really love. It's more or less hate. Because if I loved her, I guess I would let her do what she feels is best, which is what she's doing now, moving out and trying to do it on her own, even though I feel that she's way too young to do so. I really don't have the power to just force her to stay home. So, I'm starting to realize that I need to break that bond of control and let her kind of grow up and do what she needs to do. And that's more, unless I'm wrong, I think I feel that letting her go is love and not forcing her to stay, which I was doing originally, is more or less hate. And I'm just trying to see if I'm on the right track to make sure I'm not making a mistake or in judgment.
And so,
if that makes any sense.
So does her mother live with you guys too?
Her mother lives with me, yeah.
Oh, okay. Why does she hate you so much?
Oh, my daughter?
Yeah.
She's very resentful. I personally wouldn't say she hates me.
You said she's resentful, right?
Well, it seems like it.
And so,
like I don't know. I don't know why.
Isn't resentment hate?
I guess it's hate. It's like you said, it's definitely not love.
So if it's not love, it's what?
It would be hate.
And so why does she hate you?
To be honest, I don't know.
Why haven't you asked her that?
It feels a little, I don't know. It feels a little weird for me to ask my daughter why she hates me.
Why would that feel weird? Why do you hate me? What have I done that makes you hate me, that you rebel like this?
Well, the only thing, as I'm talking to you, a lot of things are hitting me. The only thing I can think of, because I know you constantly, you're always saying that we're always searching for a father's love, right? We're always looking for a father's love.
Absolutely.
Now my daughter that we're talking about and speaking is my stepdaughter.
Oh.
I've been raising her my entire life as my daughter, because she's my daughter. I've taken that role as her father.
But she's not your daughter.
But she's not my daughter.
Right. Taking a role doesn't make her your daughter.
I understand. I'm kind of thinking maybe she's resentful for the love she's looking for her original biological father.
So why have you asked her about that? Because you're right. She's yearning for her real father.
I don't know. To be honest, the only reason I didn't ask her is because it literally just came into my head as I'm speaking to you.
Oh, I got you. Okay. You
Yeah,
should,
like as I was talking to you, it kind of just, like one of those flashes.
yeah. She's yearning for her real father. Why did you marry her mother knowing that she already had? How many kids her mother already had before you married her?
2.
She had 2 kids.
I know, Jesse. I know.
What the?
I know, Jesse. What the?
Why'd you marry a woman with 2 kids?
Well,
Not even 1 kid, but especially 2.
when I fell in love with her, I was 17 years old, and
Is she older than
I
you?
fell out. Not much older than me. About a year older than me.
Is she older than you?
She's older than me. Yes.
And was
She's
she
not my mother, but she's not my mama, Jesse.
and was she married before or something?
She wasn't married before, but she was obviously with someone before because she had a kid.
She had 2 kids.
2 kids.
And you fell in sex with her, you say?
No, I didn't say that. I said I fell in love with her.
You fell in sex. And you call sex love, and as a result of being into sex, you missed all the clues along the road, sign. That was telling you this is not your wife, don't marry this one. Because you were in sex, you were missing the clues of not to do it.
Because I was in sex.
Yeah, and you would call it a love, and that's why you didn't pay any attention to the signs that you should not be with this woman.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. I can understand that. I understand that part. I can get that.
And I guarantee you, her mother has turned her against you too.
How would she be doing? I don't think she does that. I doubt it. How would she do that?
That's not your father. That's not your father. He mean well. Listen to him.
No. She would never do that. The one thing I would say is she would never do that. We have a family unit where I'm the head. So,
if you were the head, the girl would not have rebelled against you, even though she's yearning for her father. You and the girl would have been open about, even growing up, about, I'm not your real father. You want your real dad. I understand that, and blah, blah, blah. You can't even have a real conversation with yourself.
No. I wouldn't say that because we talk. We didn't have that particular conversation on why are you mad?
Oh, okay.
Why you hate me? Because like I said, Jesse, like I'm a first time caller, but I'm just now watching your videos, and I'm just now waking up and coming to life.
I understand.
I've been in a fallen state for quite some time, and I started out in a fallen. I've been in a fallen state, so I'm waking up.
We all are. Everyone who's born of the woman are born into a fallen state. There's not one that's not. That's why God said we must be born again of the Father, or return to the Father. Why did you marry a woman that was older than you?
Well, when I was young, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Because you fell in sex.
To be honest, I guess I fell in sex.
Does she obey you?
Yeah.
Is she black?
No.
Are you black?
Yes.
So you married to a white woman?
Yes.
What the?
Jesse, you killing me, Jesse.
And so it's a child, white or black?
No, the child's black.
So this woman you married already had children with another black man?
Yeah.
And you still married her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in sex calling it love. But here's what I recommend as far as the daughter. Let her go. Wish her well. Don't try to force her back. Don't beg her back. You've already told her she can come home. She's too young to be out there on her own. Then
Well, that's pretty much, not to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no problem.
But
Go ahead.
that's pretty much exactly what I'm doing, because I kind of noticed the more that I try to force her to stay home and
Yeah.
bear my will on her. Listen to your dad. I know what's best. You should do this. You should do that. That's not really love. That's
Right.
hate. I figure I have to do the opposite.
If you love her, you let her go.
If I love her, I let her go.
Yeah.
And let her, like you say, let her go. Wish her well. And if something happens, it's the Lord's will, and whatever happens has to happen. It just has to be what it is.
Well, it's not the Lord's will; it's Satan's will. God love her, but He'll let her live in her hell until she's ready to come out of it. But she's in hell with Satan right now. And so she's following the will of evil and not of good. Did her mother tell her to come back home?
Yeah.
And she won't listen to her mother either?
No, it's a struggle. She came back home for a little bit, and then she left again.
Well, ask her why she hates her mother so much.
I would definitely do that.
Because she hates her mother, too. If she's not even listening to her mother has willed her and recreated her image. She's rebelling against the mother as well. And you haven't protected her from the mother. Why didn't you protect her from her mother? You say you love her.
I feel like, to be honest, I feel like I've been protecting her from everything.
How did you protect her from her mother?
By being a father.
By being. What do you mean by that?
By being her father, doing what a father does.
So where her mother would be
responsibilities, safety, encouragement, protection, everything.
So where her mother would be irritating her as a kid, you would tell the mother to back off?
I've never seen her mother irritate her as a kid.
So you never told the mother to back off when you would see that the daughter was angry at the mother. Did you ask the daughter why you're angry at your mother?
To be honest, I've never seen my daughter react in a anger way towards her mother where I had to be like, what's going on? It's always there's always been a peaceful, calm, great relationship.
And that's not great, because if it were great, she
Well,
wouldn't be...
I didn't. No, I understand. Not great, but it's always been a copacetic, it's a rather productive relationship between mother and daughter.
How would you deal with it when it wasn't as copacetic?
Let me see. I would say typical fathering. I would talk to her. We would talk. We're not necessarily with corporal punishment stuff like that. We would talk to the door, try to discuss, what's going on with her, and try to, figure out what the situation is.
Meaning that you would tell her, "Don't be mad at your mother. Your mother's crazy. She can't help it. Don't be angry, because you're going to end up like her." You would tell her things like that?
No, I wouldn't say things like that.
Why not?
So hold on. Hold on. Maybe I'm confused. What was the question again, Jesse? Say it one more time.
When things were not as copacetic with the daughter and the mother, would you help the daughter deal with the mother then in those moments?
When things were not as copacetic between the daughter and the mother, would I help the daughter
deal with the mother?
Deal with the mother. I would talk to my daughter. I probably wouldn't use the words you used, like saying, don't be like your mother. You're going to turn into your mother. Stuff like that.
Why not? You probably what?
Why not?
No, you probably what?
I would probably be like, what are you guys arguing about? And kind of diffuse the situation.
Oh. But it would have worked out much better for the daughter if you had said, you know what, your mother's wrong for imposing on you like this. Don't be angry at her. You don't want to become like her. And the daughter would have known she had the father fighting for her, protecting her from the mother.
You might be right about that, Jesse.
And then you guys would be closer. And so when she turns 16 and she's ready to leave, at least you will have a clear understanding of why. And plus, she might not would have gone away at 16 had she known she had someone to help her deal with her mother.
Mm-hmm. It's just it's just a little confusing because I try not to use too much feeling and use logic, but I feel like I've been being the best father representation and doing the best I can do to be present, be there, and be involved, so that way this wouldn't happen.
I can understand that, but you could be present, but if not standing between the children and the mother will still destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is imposing her angry will upon them, and she's turning them away from innocence to evil in the same way that she is. Because the kids resent it when the mother imposed on them like that. Because it's all evil.
Okay.
But I understand that you didn't see it because you're in that father state. You just didn't understand. So I encourage you to start right now. Forget about yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. And start doing the silent prayer. And start right now. Life begins right now. There is no past and no future. So don't judge yourself. But allow your eyes to be open and it'll be amazing. Everything will still work out.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that.
Have you forgiven your mother?
That's my next step. I listen to you all the time, and I know that's the first thing you got to do is to forgive your mother, so that way you can work your way back to the father,
right?
And then forgive your father, so that way you don't resent him, and it brings you closer back to the heavenly Father. Because you can't love your heavenly Father if you do not love your earthly father. So my my next first step is, the problem with me is that I never noticed anything for me to have to forgive my mother for doing. But then I think to myself, like you say, was your mother perfect? And I say, no, my mother wasn't perfect. Well, then if she wasn't perfect, then you got to go forgive her for whatever she's done that didn't make her perfect.
Right. Because I didn't know that either. I didn't know I resented my mother until I asked God to because I was sick of my hell, right? Living in my hell. And I asked God to let me see what was wrong. I was going to church, I was going to Bible, I would volunteer, but I still had this hell in me, the misery. And I finally asked God to let me see myself. What's wrong? What am I not seeing about myself? We're supposed to know ourselves. And he allowed me to see that I resented my mother. And I didn't know. I thought I loved my mother. I thought my mother was just fine. I knew she didn't like my father, but I didn't know how much that had affected me, right? And so when I saw it, I went and forgave her, shaking in my boots. But I have not had to shake since.
Okay. And I've noticed, me and my father, we haven't had the best relationship. He hasn't been around for a great majority of my childhood. On his doing, obviously I haven't done. I'm his son. I haven't done anything, but he hasn't been around. And when he was around years ago, I vividly remember forgiving him about my childhood and everything, because I always kind of knew you can't keep that on your heart. You got to forgive, so that way you can, I always knew you have to be, forgiveness is the key. Have you ever
asked him why wasn't he around? He hasn't been around?
No.
Why not?
Because when I was having those conversations with him, when that did happen, I was a different man then than I am now.
Right.
So I think now I might have to.
Are you able to hold on, Ernesto? Hold on.
Yeah.
All right,
sure,
hold on.
Sure.
Ernesto.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this girl being gone?
I don't really feel much about it now.
Beforehand.
Before it used to hurt me. Before it bothered me.
Oh, okay.
It bothered me because I was worried, I was fearful, but you know,
And,
I do the silent prayer. I bring it within, and I try to stay focused, and I let those thoughts just fly by me.
yeah.
So lately, I've just been letting it just let it be.
And the reason I ask, because those feelings that you were feeling before you heard of me or that your thoughts a lie were never about the girl. It was always about you. You were feeling
Mm-hmm.
that and then lying to yourself with the devil lying to you, telling you that it's about her. Oh, you love her. You care about her. You worried about her. It was all about you because if you truly loved her and she left, you would say, hey, daughter, you don't have to leave. Stay home. But if she decided to leave, you wouldn't feel anything about it because that's on her and it has nothing to do with you. But the feeling was all about you. I've been a good dad. I provided. I did this. I did that. I was there. And now you're going to leave and you're going to be out there. You're going to get hurt. It's all about you. And it's the fake you. It's not even the real you. It's all ego. And when you see those things happening inside of your mind and body, that is what it means to die. Just look at it, stay aware of it, and God will destroy that old nature, which is not yours, but is of evil.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed the more I stay focused on watching the thoughts pass by, the easier it is for me to just not react to anything.
Yes.
Yeah, just like I said, when I focus, when I feel the thought coming, and I visualize and I see it float away, the more I do that, it's easy for me to not react to anything, and then it sort of kills the anger in me.
Absolutely. Because those are dark spirits. Absolutely. Those are dark spirits that made a home in you when your mother traumatized you, when she turned you away from your father and recreated her image. And that's what your daughter is feeling about her mother. She's yearning for her father, and she resents her mother. And she might not even realize it, that she's looking for a father's love, but all she's going to do is end up getting screwed. She's never going to find love until she forgive.
That makes sense.
And so if you do have a conversation with her, and if she's willing to talk, don't force it. Just say, you know what, I'm sorry that a lot of things I didn't realize that I realize now. I understand, and sorry I didn't see them then, but don't be angry. Whatever words come, don't plan all the words. They'll come, but work on yourself right now. Forgive your mother. Have no expectation from her, especially don't expect her to admit she's wrong. If she cries, let her cry, and don't you fall for the tears. If she try to blame your daddy or blame you or somebody else, don't fall for that. You just say, Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you, or whatever. I realize you can't help it. And God will forgive you. Human beings don't forgive. Only God can forgive when we admit that we were wrong for being angry. And have a talk with your father, see why he hasn't been around or what happened with him, and forgive him. And I'm telling you, stay on it. If you stay with the prayer, and like you said, you're not feeling that way, you're starting to overcome those feelings, you're going to find yourself without even trying, not overreacting to anyone or any situation.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Any other questions or anything before I leave?
I don't have any questions. I just want to say that you're a great man, Jesse. You're doing some great work. I started watching the older videos that you've been doing way back in the day to the present day, and I just want to say that you're a fantastic human being and you're doing a great thing. And I hope everybody, black, white, and other, take the time out to open their ears and stop listening to the devil and pay attention to what Jesse has to say, because he can help a lot of people.
And so will you. The light of God will work through you, too, to do the same. Just like the lie worked through people, which is of evil, the light of God will work through you. And without even thinking about it or trying, you're going to influence people back to the light as well. And most people are not going to want the light. They love their hell. They love their misery. They love their envy. They love their jealousy. They love their gossiping. Gossiping. They love their misery. So leave them in their hell. Wish them well, just like God does. He leave them in their misery. And you just stay on that straight and narrow path. It's going to blow your mind.
All right, I will do.
All right. Let me know, man. Give me a call. Let me know how things are going.
I will. Thanks again, Jason.
You're welcome, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.